Keep an eye on Cristobal. Always take a look at the satellite down over the Yucatan. Not too organized, even though it's still a tropical storm and it's moved onshore. Not really seeing a huge rotation around this thing, but we are seeing somewhat of a rotation. Winds are at about 40 miles per hour, and we're seeing southeasterly winds at about 2 as it kind of drifts off towards the south. Located just inland over Mexico, they're expecting it to maybe even weaken a little bit more to a tropical depression for a little while as it moves northward over the next, say, day and a half or so. And then as we get into Friday afternoon, it starts to push back off the coast of the Yucatan, starts to strengthen a little bit as it moves through the Gulf of Mexico. On Saturday, they're expecting winds to climb to around 50 miles per hour. And then as we go into Sunday into Monday, looking for winds to be up around about 60 miles per hour as it makes landfall. Now, there's going to be a little bit of shear coming in on this storm system, so that's why they're not expecting it to strengthen up to a hurricane strength. We'll have to wait and see how that shear really does affect it as it does move through the Gulf of Mexico. We're still on the edge of the cone, so I would still kind of keep a good eye on this thing. We still have a chance for it to kind of shift off towards the west or east as far as its track, so we'll continue to update you there. But as of this morning, like I said, winds are at about 40 miles per hour. We'll see what it does over the next, say, 24 hours as it sits over Mexico. After it makes landfall, good news, it's going to quickly move off towards the north, so it's not going to sit on the coast and produce tons of rain, but it will bring in quite a bit of rain for places like New Orleans, Mobile, Biloxi, as they're going to be on the east side of this storm system. But the track hasn't changed a lot from yesterday, maybe shifted slightly off towards the east. That's about it. If you look at the overall computer models, they have shifted off to the east just a little bit this morning. The consensus taking it up into parts of south central, southeastern Louisiana. Not too many models taking it into Texas. And yesterday we saw a few models wanting to shoot it over towards Florida. Not really seeing that for today. So getting a little bit more organized, or a little bit more in agreement, I should say, as we go into this morning. As we take a look at the upper level pattern, still have those two ridges, high pressure, one off towards the west, one to the east, keeping that storm down over the Yucatan right now. But those start to rotate around. You notice this one going to the north, the other one kind of undercutting this to the south, and that's going to kind of squeeze it up into Louisiana as we head into, looks like late Sunday into early Monday. And then eventually, as this ridge to our north kind of gives way, that'll open the door for this to kind of slide up into the Midwest as that other area of high pressure kind of slides back under us. And that should shut off any rain chances really as we head towards maybe Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. I want to show you over towards the Orange area. Look at this. We've got a little bit of fog developing towards Orange this morning. Currently 72 in Orange at the Horseman's Western store. Humidity at 93% and winds are out of the northwest at about 1 mile per hour. Temperatures today climb up to around 90. We'll see a couple of showers pop up, about 20% coverage, and then we should quiet down this evening with temperatures overnight falling back into the 70s. So today, like I said, 20% coverage, generally partly cloudy. South winds at 5 to 10 with highs near 90. And then for tonight, down around 70, some lower 70s out there, just warm and muggy. Here's a 7-day forecast. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm being very optimistic on this forecast, thinking that if this storm system takes that current track, we'll catch some rain on Monday, but it won't be a ton of rain. It won't be a ton of wind. About a 50% coverage of scattered showers, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms. But most of the 7-day, we're seeing low rain chances and hot temperatures, 91 to 95 degrees as far as afternoon highs.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. I know here in Southeast Texas, of course, no secret that we've had some tropical storms that just sat over top of us. So you can't really let your guard down and say a tropical storm, not a big deal. But we do have some viewers wondering, it won't be anything like Imelda or Harvey because it will be faster moving, right?
Yeah, this one is going to continue just to kind of move right up through Louisiana, it looks like, up into the Midwest as we go through Tuesday into Wednesday. Right now, there is no indications of this thing sitting on the coast or slowing down and going very slowly. We showed you that upper level high pressure ridge. That's just going to push it right on up. So this is going to be kind of a typical storm as it comes in. It's not going to be unusual like Imelda or Harvey were, where they kind of just sat around for a few days. This one's going to be kind of a typical storm that's going to kind of move in and move out.
Good. All right, good news there. And you can stay on top of the latest weather conditions as it makes its way to the U.S. Gulf Coast. Just grab your phone and download the 12 News Now app. Click Settings, Notification Settings, Severe Weather Alerts, and from there you can customize your personal location. Make sure you have all of the notifications turned on so our alerts can be sent straight to you instantly.